All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. It is Sunday, the 11th of February, and we have a big week coming up because about 50, I think we're up to about 52, maybe 53, maybe even 54 people of the Cherry Bombers are headed to Memphis on Thursday, and we are so excited about that trip. It's going to be amazing. Those of you who aren't able to come, we're going to do next Sunday. We're going to have even though it's a holiday weekend, we're going to be so excited coming home from Memphis that we're going to want to get on and share some of our takeaways. So we are going to get on, have our regular time team call and with some of the folks who are able to come to Memphis, and we will share with you some of what we got to experience. So that being said, so that's next Sunday night, sorry. Tomorrow is Monday, and Julie Herbst is going to be doing a special Zoom, and you can find the flyer. It's in the pinned post on our SIM Facebook page. And I'll send it over Voxer too. I think I may have already done that, but I'll send it again. Anyways, she's been working hard to super simplify what we're doing with events. And we have a One Simple Change event, product event. We have a Healthy Living Revolution product event. We have a Tread 10 product event. We have all of these things, all of these events, and sometimes it can be confusing and overwhelming. Like, which event do I do for which event that I'm hosting? Like, which one do I do? And so he has kind of boiled everything down into one super simple and super short, but also really powerful PowerPoint that we can use for our product presentation. So she's going to roll that out tomorrow night. And then she's also come up with a business presentation. We really haven't had a business presentation with slides and stuff. We haven't had one. I think the last one we got was probably 6 or 7, maybe even 8 years ago. So she's completely updated. Put together a PowerPoint for us, and she's going to roll both of those out tomorrow night for our. It will be recorded, so if you can't watch live, I think it's at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'm not positive; it could be 8:30. So that is tomorrow night, and then we're going to be modeling those. Hold on a second, I'm going to mute you guys. Not everything's muted. Okay, there we go. That's better. So look for that tomorrow night, and then we are going to be modeling these presentations in the next 2 weeks, where we're going to do, there'll be a product presentation. Someone will actually be doing a product presentation that you can actually invite people to watch on Zoom. Then Sherry Ann Bennett is going to do the business presentation with the slides, and then I'm going to be doing the business presentation without the slides, kind of how we do the Freedom Revolution, where you just read the script. So those are 3 different types of the presentations that we're going to be modeling for you guys, so you can see them. We'll record them. They'll be featured on the Healthy Living page so that you can access them whenever. So we're really excited about that. And then is there anything you guys wanted to share? Any wins, promotions, new folks that you want to introduce? Let's do that first.
Hey, Carmen, I know I wasn't on the call last week to be able to introduce Jackie, but Jackie is new to our team, and she is so excited and is very active on Voxer with me, and we know how wonderful that feels to hear somebody excited. And so we're going to be having a welcome call for her this week, but I thought I would just share that.
Yes, we got to see Jackie last week, but we didn't get to meet her, so we're excited. Thank you for introducing her. Hey, Jackie, welcome, and we're so glad that you're joining us. And Lee, yay! I think this is Lee's first team call that she's tuned into, so I'm really excited about that. All right, well, I am very excited about what we have to share tonight. Okay, so first of all, it's Jen Radford's birthday. So happy birthday, Jen. How old are you?
I am 39.
39. You're closing out the 30s. Still a young pup. So Jen's going to get us started, but she has two of her team members who are going to be sharing tonight. We're really excited to hear from them because they've been really doing some great stuff. So if you want to go ahead and get started, Jen, and just kind of introduce yourself and share a little bit about what you're doing. And I just want to recognize Jen real quick because she had 14 new customers last month, and she probably had, double-digit customers, I think, in December and maybe even November. She is so consistent with her adding new customers. She's not just getting 5 either. She's getting between 5 and 15 every month. So I would love for you to start just by sharing, introduce yourself, because I know there's some people who don't know you, but also just share kind of what your DMO looks like so that you can consistently be adding so many customers every month.
Okay. So I'm Jennifer Radford, and I live here in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, so just south of Cincinnati. So I'm not far from Carmen, which is great. And as I've been in the business now, it'll be 4 years. It was 4 years in December that I got started. So I've been in the business 4 years, and I think the biggest difference, so when Carmen asked me to do this, I was like, well, maybe I'll print out my customer genealogy and see what exactly the 15 customers, where they came from, just kind of get an idea so I can share with you all. So when I printed out my customer genealogy report, most of them are actually current customers adding to what they already have. So that's what I realized, because until Carmen asked me to do this, I was like, well, maybe I should just sit down and see where these 15 came from, because I didn't really pay attention. And so as I looked, a lot of them were adding omegas, adding shakes, adding extra vineyard for the winter, things like that. So that's what I noticed about that. So when I kind of evaluated, okay, what have I been doing all of January? Of course, focusing on customer care. And I guess that has paid off because the customers have now wanted to add product. And some of the things that I do in customer care is I always kind of touch base with them, maybe drop a little note in the mail. I've been focusing on doing that. If I find a video. So if they had mentioned they liked omegas, I find a video, send it to them, thought of you, saw this video. But I always keep dialogue going all the time with customers and prospects. I kind of really never let it end. So until they would say, leave me alone, which I haven't had that happen yet. But I just kind of always just keep it going with maybe an introduction to a prospect. Hey, I thought of you. I saw where you're dealing with this. Maybe I can help. This could help you. And then if they're open to it, then I send them a short little video explaining what Juice Plus is. And then as they keep responding, I keep responding. And then I'll invite them to something. And then I'll check to see if they managed to get on the Zoom and what they thought about it. If not, that's okay, because I'm going to have another one. And so I just keep it going. And sometimes it's not I don't bother them every day. Maybe a couple days would go by and then I'll check back. Sometimes it's a week or two and then I'll check back. You can feel out who is open to hearing more about it and who is not quite ready yet. And then those that kind of shut down earlier, I'll wait a month and then I'll revisit them again and stuff like that. So I do kind of feel that out, what I think. Some of my other orders that I got are actual people that I went to their houses. So that's what I do now. So I say, I finally, if we're not getting anywhere with Messenger and text, I ask them, so what time do you want me to, I'm just laughing because I see Julie, my cousin, she's laughing at me. I just ask them, what time do you want me to come by the house? And they do. They let me come over and I sit and I talk. So I know it's funny. I just left someone's house tonight and with a trio order. I've been talking to this lady for I don't know, might have been 2 years. And I finally have gotten to the point of what time you want me to come over? And I just come over. Sorry. And I just go through everything. I know, it's funny.
Okay, what do you do when you go over to somebody's house? What do you say? What tools do you use?
I'm sorry.
Julie Krause has to be off the screen because she's making fun of me right now. Well, I just kind of sit down with them and I have the samples and I tell them my story
and I'll walk through that little book. That's actually it is actually the, what do you call it? The thing that we go through, the one symbol, the presentation. Okay. I'll walk through that. And then, so tonight, the lady that I talked to tonight, I asked her what is her concerns? What does she want to get better? What is it? Cause and hers was arthritis. And then after chatting through, she decided on the trio. She felt like that would be best for her arthritis. So that was her. Another guy that I went to his house, he had me go through his cabinets and and just figure out what was best for him. I know, I was funny. People are open to it. He had me go through and walk him through, and he took notes. So I've started doing that. And I know you can't go to everybody's house, but the last 3 customers, I've gone to their houses, my 3 newest. So that was something else. I go to them if we're not getting anywhere on the thing. And I'm trying to think what else. Well, and another thing, one last thing, and then I'll stop talking. You can move on. I have intentionally, starting in January, at the beginning of January, I intentionally get up an hour earlier than my family. And I have focused on just my Bible study time and then praying. And then I really kind of go through and pray over all my customers, and I pray over my prospects. And I've kind of just, I've come to a point where this business, as much as I love it, I needed to know whether God wanted this for my family. So I've really intentionally prayed about that. And then I've told him I will put the work in double time if I need to, if it's meant to be for, what was best for our family. So I've really kind of prayed over that. And now when you tell me that, and I thought, what was the big difference in January? That's what it's been, is I've really prayed about this business. And I felt like if it was meant to be, I will, God will put people in my path. And I've gotten just random texts and just opportunities. And that's, so that's been a big thing. And then when I know my customers' issues, I'll pray about what their issues are, whether it improves with Juice Plus or not, as long as it improves. So that's been a big thing. So I've intentionally prayed about it, really just took certain customers, and I've let the customers know, that I'm praying for them in this area, whatever it might be, that I pray for them. And I get customers now that text me to pray for other stuff too. So it's been sweet. So, I've taken that hour in the morning to, just be really intentional about praying for these people, because they do have health issues and they do have things, and just to let Juice Plus, let this business bless people and keep that focus on that. So that's been big too, I think. So yeah. Now you can
That is awesome. Thank you so much. And the going to people's houses, that can just be one-on-ones. We're going to talk about events tonight, and events are the lifeblood of our business. If your business isn't growing, you need to ask yourself, how many events do you have on the calendar? And if it's 0, there's your issue right there. That's the problem. So
I did want to point this out. Yeah, you got me thinking. I forgot about this. We've been doing events like crazy. Like, we've had wine and wellness. We've just had a salad party today. I went to someone's house today, and then we've done 2 Zooms and got another Zoom tomorrow night. So we've been busting it since, Rhonda's joined Christy, which you'll hear more from them. But we have really upped our what we're doing. So yeah.
Exactly. Yes. So events are so important. So events can be what Jen just said. They can be salad in a jar. They can be wine and wellness. They can be Zoom. And they can also be one-on-one. They can meet for coffee. Have lunch. Go to somebody's house. And sit down with them and go through their cabinets if that's what they need from us, right? So all of those things are events, and events are where we really get to focus one-on-one with one-on-ones. You're focusing, but it's when you're doing an event, you get to present the information in a way that is more in depth than if you're just on a text message or a Facebook Messenger or something like that. We really can't do our business solely on text and Facebook Messenger. It just doesn't work. It doesn't translate. A telephone conversation is, we'll will accelerate, where you are. If you just rely on text messages and Facebook messengers without ever getting to that telephone conversation or that meet in person and sit together or get them to an event, it's going to take you, a year to get a customer. Whereas if you just say, you know what, I'm really enjoying messaging with you, but I have some more that, or I really want to know more about you. Can we get on the phone? And that is going to move it forward so much more quickly than just kind of message. And then when you do the messages, it's very easy for someone to just be like, stop answering. And then you're like, well, what do I do? I can't message her 6 times without her responding, right? So anyway, you guys know this stuff. So, okay, I love that Miracle Morning. That's what I call it. I read the book Miracle Morning, and that's getting up an hour early. I've been doing that in January as well, getting up an hour early before my family does, and being able to really focus on, myself, my affirmations, my reading, my journaling. All of those things are really, really important. It's done a lot for me as well. Okay, so now do you want to introduce Christy, and she can share a little bit?
Yes. So Christy, actually, we've been friends for a long while. So I was very excited when she joined the business with me, and she started out as a customer, and then she dropped off the wagon and let it overload in her cabinet and then got back on board with it. So and let's see, I don't know, Christy, you'll have to tell them how long you've been doing it, because I've kind of forgotten now, but Christy is definitely one, since she's joined me, is all about putting stuff on the calendar. So, I mean, this girl, she has done salad parties, I don't know, I mean, so many, and she does them consistently, probably like once a month, which has then made me, more aware of how important events are. And then, so that's definitely a strength of hers, is the events and having people over, opening her house to salad parties. So, and then Christy lives in Georgetown, where I used to live, and she has 2 little boys, Gavin and Grant. So, and then her husband, Troy, and he's a doctor. And as you know, doctors can be skeptical, but we got him going on board now. So that's exciting. All right, Christy, take it away.
Yeah. Just speaking to that to begin with, he's actually going to come to our next wine and wellness event and share. So we're hoping we can use the little MD behind his name to maybe add a little bit of credibility. So we'll let you know how that goes. But yeah, I have been I actually joined Jen's team about 1.5 years ago. So, and I was just one of those that, I shared it because I loved the product and I loved the fact that my family was getting it. But I wasn't a consistent qualifier, which is something that, I needed to go for. And this past summer, I had a representative join my team. Her name was Sherry. And Jen really helped me a lot. And we got her fast track. And she's now a VF. And so that, I think when you have somebody join you and to give you that extra motivation and that energy, and you're feeding off of them and they're feeding off of you, and she's asking tons of questions, and I'm like, I'm not sure, but let me find out. So it made me dig more into the research and the business. And then a few weeks ago, I had another rep join me, Rhonda, which Rhonda's going to share just a little bit here in a few minutes. But the past 2 weeks have just been like rapid fire for our team. Rhonda has just hit the ground running, which really has motivated us as well. Like Jen said, I've always done the salad parties once a month. That was no problem. I was very consistent in that. But that was pretty much how I shared the business. I wasn't good at reaching out and contacting people other than inviting them into my home, which was great. But I'm watching Rhonda. I'm watching this new representative who is digging back into high school, junior high people, and she is reaching out. She is not at all scared to share. And that's motivated me. That's actually made me this past week pick up the phone and call 2 girls from high school and invite them to a Zoom. So enthusiasm is wonderful, and it's also contagious. And it is something that I feel like our team, the Georgetown team, we kind of just lean into each other. And when everybody gets going, it kind of is motivating for all of us. So this has motivated me to be better at checking Boxer. That was definitely one of my weak areas. But Rhonda is on Boxer and checking it before Jen Radford is. So she has really got us on our toes. So yeah, we definitely use the events. The wine and wellness events have been amazing. We have gotten great feedback. And as Jen said, I've already got the next one on the calendar. March 9th, we're doing another wine and wellness. And actually today, as we left Rhonda's house, I went ahead and sent the group text of, this is when our next salad party is going to be. We have a lot of luck getting mostly women, but people out to our homes and do the salad parties and do the presentations, and they leave, they're just excited about it as we are. So we just constantly motivate each other, and adding a new representative and new enthusiasm has been just life altering for me in this business. And I think this is the 4th or 5th month now in a row that I will qualify my business. So yay. So that's kind of, and then if you want me to go ahead and introduce Rhonda, she, like we said, she just joined the team about 2 weeks ago, and you guys, she is on fire. I think she got 3 orders today at her salad party, 3 new orders. She's already fast tracked to HLP. She is just on it. So I don't know if Rhonda, I can't see her face on here, but she wants to share how she's doing with everything.
Sure. I am completely new at this, so like my head is kind of spinning with all this happening. It's probably because I have great people that I'm following with Jennifer and Christy. Just their enthusiasm has gotten me excited. And now I was an X-ray technologist for over 18 years, and now me and my husband have a almost 2-year-old. So when he was about 9 months old, I decided to stay home, and Christy had I had actually taken Juice Plus before through Jennifer, and then somehow I got off, wasn't taking it, and decided just not to do it anymore. You know how that goes. And then Christy got me coming to the salad parties, and then I really had no intentions. I just kind of like making the salads and having them ready for the week. And I don't know, she didn't even really push it. It kind of sparked my interest. And so then I decided, like, right after I placed the order, to go home and like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and sign me up. And it's just kind of with the salad parties and the Zoom calls, I've had a lot of people really interested, and people really get excited about these salad parties because they're a lot of them are working moms, or they're wanting to get their lunches ready for the week. So I think that's a great idea. And as soon as I started going to these, I'm like, that's a really good idea, salad parties and wine and wellness, because of course, there's people that can't even eat salads with, gastrointestinal issues, or and so then that's where the wine and wellness would come in. So I'm like, well, and so then I'm starting to put these people can come to this party. Like, I've already made this memory jogger list, and it has went on and on. People from high school, I'm even sending them samples in the mail because they don't live where I do anymore. So it's been kind of a whirlwind. I don't even know, like HLP, DD, I don't even know what I'm exactly doing right now. I'll have to focus on that tomorrow.
You actually don't. You don't, because you know what? Christy and Jen will take care of that for you. You just keep doing what you're doing.
I just do what they tell me. I don't know.
That
And bite.
a success ingredient, being teachable, Okay, a couple things that I just want to touch on, because you are friends not only with Christy, but also with Jen. And Jen's been doing this business for a long time. And we know, we just talked about how many customers she has. So some people could come in to this business and say, well, Jen and Christy already have everybody. We all know all the same people. So, I don't have anyone to talk to. But that's not what you did. You said, I'm just going to reach out, figure out, who did I go to junior high with? Who did I go to high school with? Who are my neighbors? And then you made a memory jogger, right? And then got busy and started reaching out to them. Tell me a little bit more about how you contacted them. Did you call people? Did you Facebook message, text?
I Facebook messaged a lot about the people in high school. I did do that. I even had one guy friend on our Zoom call the other night, and they were laughing, saying, I can see his wheels spinning. I can see him really interested, and he's in the school system, so he actually would do really well. But I just kind of did it that way, and I have a lot of people really interested. Like, yes, I would like to know more about health and nutrition. Let me know when the next one is. I can't make this one, but it wasn't them just like crickets, drop off. It was, they would actually ask me, so let me know when the next one is. I'm sorry, I can't make that. But now, of course, there have been those that are a little bit, having the crickets, But then I'm like, well, is it something with that they're not on Messenger or they're not? So my friend Catherine that just placed 2 big orders, she just didn't hit send on her message back to me that she was interested. And I was like, are you coming? Or I can't remember which exactly it was. It was for the Zoom call. She just didn't hit send. And I was like, Catherine, I didn't know that you wanted to do this, So I guess follow up.
Yeah, and don't prejudge and don't assume, because we don't really know what's going on in other people's worlds. So we might not be hearing anything, but they might just not be hitting send. Will you guys share what do you say at your salad parties to share the product in the business?
Do you want me to share? Do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
Do you want me to talk? Okay, so what we've done this last time is we decided to be more organized with Rhonda's and actually really do a little of a presentation. So that's what we kind of did, is we do a display. We set it all up. So it's out. People are kind of looking at it like, okay, what's this? What is this? And Christy made the shakes, and they're sampling the shakes. And then I did about a 10-minute presentation. And I've just been doing what I do on the Zoom chats, just without the PowerPoint. So I just tell them my story, and I tell them a little bit about, what this is, and just hit the high points. But something that was amazing is there was this girl there that had sat in on a Zoom chat like 2 nights before, and I did the presentation, and then she piped up, wait, don't forget to tell them about how it's harvested and the farms. And then did you notice that, Rhonda? Like, she hit everything that I forgot, because I was kind of condensing it a little bit, but she was just, oh, don't forget to tell them this. So we actually kind of did a more formal with Rhonda's group, because they had never been introduced to it. Now, as Rhonda continues, like Christy, a lot of hers are customers more so. So we just kind of have the shakes and have the stuff out, and it's not as formal. But for new ones, brand new, we'll do a presentation, and I'll just walk through. And I asked one of the ladies, she said, oh, you did a good job. I said, your mind, and I asked her, I said, your mind didn't really wander while I was talking? And she said, no, I stayed focused, because I was trying to get feedback to what kind of people. You wonder when you're talking, your mind can play tricks on you if you look at people's body language. And one girl had been sitting in the back with her arms kind of crossed. And I thought, oh, what's she thinking? And do you know, she ordered a trio chewable and children's health study before she left, because I thought, oh, she's probably not, like, this is not fun for her. And so you got to that was one thing. So that was kind of how the salad party went. We did a more presentation. We focused on it to make sure that Juice Plus kind of was the primary, and then we went and made the salads second.
So really, you probably, when you're going to get into a rhythm where you will, if there's a lot of new people coming, maybe you do the presentation, and if it's a lot, probably depends on a lot on who's coming to the actual presentation, how much or how little you actually say. But I do think it's really powerful, and what I think you can do moving forward, or anybody really can do, is just have different people share their story. If you've got customers there, just going and saying, reaching out ahead of time and saying, hey, I'd love for you to share your story at our salad party. Would you be open to doing that? And when we teach someone to tell their story, what do they want to do then? Tell it more often, right? and they're going to join our team. Likely, not always. Jess Simons wants to know if you ever have kids there. Yeah, sometimes you have kids. So there you go. Yeah.
Basically, what I do is I make a point to say, my kids will be here. Your kiddos are welcome, because people that'll be, as they're here now. That will be the biggest excuse that they will, oh, I don't have a sitter or whatever. Yes, definitely.
Kids are welcome. I love it.
Yeah.
You guys, this was so awesome. Thank you so much, the three of you, for sharing. I'm so excited about everything that you have going on, and everybody else that was just listening. Take a look at your schedule or your calendar. And if you don't have any events on your calendar, that's step one, is get with your upline. Or if you're seasoned and you do your own events, put those events on the calendar so that you can start inviting people, reaching out to people. As someone those of you who know my story, you guys know that when I started building this business, I was very, very shy, and it was very, very challenging for me to go out and actually talk to people who I didn't know very well. But I had events on the calendar every single month. I had 2 events. Most months I had 2 events on the calendar. And that was what pushed me to actually start those conversations so that I could extend the invitation, let them know that I'm having some people over. This is what we're going to be talking about. I'd love for them to join us. And that is how I built my business. That's how I got my customers. That's how I qualified my business. That's how I built my team, is having those consistent events on my calendar every single month. And you know what? Even if you only have 1 person come, Jeannie Ferguson is not on the phone on the call right now, but she is somebody who I had a healthy living party scheduled on a Sunday afternoon, and nobody was coming, nobody RSVP'd, and I was driving. I thought nobody was coming, and it was time for the presentation. Nobody was here, so I got in my car. I was going to go to the grocery store, and she passed me going the other way. So I turned around. I went back. I did the presentation for Jeannie. She ordered enough Juice Plus products to get to the 6% commission level. She became a 6% or a DD. She helped me get to sales coordinator. And then she didn't stick as a distributor, but she stayed in my customer base for like 10 plus years. And then she came to an event with me. This is why events are so powerful. We had an event in Cincinnati. Stacy Joy was speaking. She came to that event with me, and she really got the vision for why she needed to add the capsules, because she was only drinking the shakes. She added the capsules and knew that she needed to share this with people. And she's a qualifier on our team right now. She's a qualified VF, and it's events that brought her all that way. And you just don't know what it's going to look like. But even if you only have 1 person coming, you still do that event, because you do not know what that person can bring to you or what that person needs from us, right? This might be, a turning point for them, the information that we're going to share with them. So anyway, it is past our time. So I want to thank you guys for being on the call. I know we had a couple of new people here, so I just want to say hi, Nasli, and hi, Yvette. And thank you guys for getting on the call. I know we're going to meet tomorrow at noon officially, and I'm excited about that. They are on Lee's team, so really, really excited. And Jackie is new, and Nikki's on, who is local to me. She's not new, but I don't know if this may be her maybe first or second call. And anyway, I just love seeing your faces. So thanks for getting on. I'm going to stop the recording.